I'm gonna need you to look at this toad. When we saw this at the Tennessee Aquarium, Sophie said, "He looks like maybe if we could solve his riddle, he would give us a clue to our quest." And I was like, yes, he needs a wizard's hat. I have to paint a toad with a wizard hat. It might look more frog-like because I want to make it green, but this is inspired by. You're going to do 2 circles for the eyes, and then you're going to do a little shallow M connecting the 2 of them. Then come down on either side and connect those lines to make the top of the mouth and the bottom of the mouth. Then a curved line on either side of the body to make the arms, and 2 more curved lines on either side of that to make the tops of the back legs. And then you got to add the feet, the back feet and the front feet. I gave him 3 toes, but I did not count the toad's toes. And then I did his wizard hat, and I made it so it looked old, because obviously he's very wise, so the top of it is bent and it's a little bit wonky. And then I fixed that one eye, because it was crazy, and added a detail on his chest. Then I erased my lines a little bit before I was ready to paint. Watercolor paints. And then I just painted it in like you would a coloring book. Just remember that if you don't want your colors to run together, you have to let them dry in between layers. I think this guy is a perfect example of how you can get inspired by something in life and you don't have to draw it exactly like it was. I mean, I don't know how to draw that big flat toad, but I can draw this guy in his wizard hat and it will always remind me of the real guy. He's definitely not as blobby, but he is gonna be very cute. I feel like he has to be holding a magic wand, clearly. But I want it to be like a fairy wand, not like a Harry Potter wand. I drew his magical fairy toad wand with a fine liner pen, and then I added the eyes, which I just did as big circles, but I left a little bit of white space. And then I pretty much just outlined the whole toad with that pen before I went in with some colored pencils and just added a few details. So I think I said in another video, Sophie went with me to the aquarium and she's my son's girlfriend, and I am so appreciative of having another girl around that enjoys the silly things like I do, like thinking about that toad in a wizard hat. She was absolutely the perfect person to go with on that trip. It is a perfect creature. Happy Halloween. I mean, it's perfect. The fundraiser for the aquarium is still going on now through the 22nd. Go to the link in my bio.